So here we come to the first one, present tense. Just now I told you we have three types of tenses: present tense, past tense, and future tense. So for today's class, we will focus on present tense. Present tense means actions that take place in the present moment of time. So whatever is taking place in the present tense will be indicated or denoted by present tense. So, and in each tense, we have four sections or four groups or four categories. Already in a general way, I told tense is of three types: present, past, and future. And in the same and in each separate category, we have four sections, because depending on the time of the action, even in the present tense, we can indicate the action at different points of time. So therefore, here we divide the present tense into simple tense, that is present simple tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. So why even in present tense you find all these variations? Because to represent the exact uh, time of the action, to represent the exact time of the action. So this variation is important, or this classification is important. So let's come to the first one, that is a present simple tense. Present simple tense or simple present tense, that is, here we find the action taking place simply, it takes place. Example, I write. The exact time is not indicated. I write. I sleep. It is a general action. I write. And even the main verb is simple. It is not with any ing form. Simple. So present simple. So what is the structure? So for each sentence, for each tense, there is a structure. So what is the structure for the present simple tense? This is the formula. This is the structure. You have to remember: subject plus V1 form. V1 form, because for every verb we have three forms: V1, V2, and V3. I will explain it later. So what is the V1 form? V1 form is the base form. Example, I gave you the example of write. So write is the V1 form or the base form. What is the V2 form for write? Wrote. And what is the V3 form for write? Written. So write in present tense, wrote in past tense, and written we use in perfect tenses, that is a past participle form, that you know. And your teacher might have provided you the list of different words and their three forms. Better you go through them and try to memorize them. That is very important for you. So here the simple structure is a subject plus a V1 form. Example, I write. So what is the subject here? I. And what is the V1 form here? Write. I write. You write. But when it comes to third person, he writes, she writes. Just now I told you, in present tense, we can either use write or we can also use writes. It depends on the person, whether it is singular or plural. I, we, you, they, we use write. She, he, for she, we use writes. It become writes. That is, we add yes to the main verb or the V1. So the simple structure is a subject plus a V1 form, that is I write. This you use in simple present form. And when it comes to present continuous tense, that is, at the present moment of time, an action is being performed or you are continuing an action. So an action is taking place. Here action takes place generally, but here action is taking place. So that is, therefore the structure is: subject will be there, followed by am, or is plus V1 form plus ing. That is, subject is I, or it may be you, or it may be he. So if it is I, we use am. If it is you, we use are. If it is he, we use I. Is. That is, I am, you are, he is. Then followed by the V1 form, that is a main verb, that is write. And for the word write, you will be adding ing, that is a continuous form. So when you add ing, you will omit the e here and ing will be added. Write, writing. Because already there is an vowel here, this vowel you are going to drop. But if it is read, R-E-A-D, you will simply add ing because there is no vowel there. Reading, write, writing. So two vowels will be here. That's why you will be dropping one vowel. That is what you have to understand. So here the structure is subject will be there, followed by be form. So these are called be forms. So there is a word called be, and this be you will be changing, you will be converting according to the sentence. So if it is first person, you make it am, be will become am. If it is second person, you singular or plural, it becomes are, and even for they it becomes are. And if it is a third person singular, that is he or she, we use is. So is used for third person singular. So these things you have to remember. This is the structure, that is a subject followed by am, followed by V1, that is a base form of the verb with ing. So write becomes writing here. I write becomes I am writing. So when you add ing to the main verb, generally it has to be preceded by the be form. So keep it in mind. When you convert a simple verb into a continuous one by adding ing, it has to be preceded by am or are or is according to the person. Okay, this you remember. Next, we'll come to the third one, present perfect tense. That is, at the present moment of time, an action has been perfectly completed. So when we say completed, it refers to past time. So in this sentence, we see two times, that is a present time and also past time. So what happened now? An action has been completed, or an action is completed perfectly. So to denote or to refer to an action completed perfectly, we use present perfect tense. That's why I told you we will not be using the same tense for each and every time and action. So depending on the time and the action, the tense also will change. Therefore, this kind of a classification is there. Even in a present tense, we come across four different sections. And the third one is a present perfect tense. So what is the structure here? Again, the subject, I or we or you or they, followed by have. So here we are using a word called have, which is called an auxiliary form of the verb. Just now I told you these are the be forms. Okay, here we use be forms in the continuous tense, but in the perfect tense we use auxiliary forms, or simply to understand helping verbs. They are also a kind of helping verbs, modal auxiliaries or auxiliary verbs. So here we use have because I have, we have, you have, they have. So we use have with these subjects. These are all subjects. First person singular, plural, second person singular, plural, third person plural. So with all these subjects, we use have. Then the V3 form. So here we use V1, but here we use V3. V3 means the past participle form of the main verb. Past participle form. I told you three forms: the present form, past form, and the past participle form. So what is the past participle form for write? Is written. So how do you make, or how do you prepare, or how do you come out with the past participle form? To the main verb we use en. Write, written. Write, written. Speak, spoken. Eat, eaten. Okay, so that is one way. And there are different ways of making past participles, and that you can find out from the chart of the verbs and the forms of the verbs. So here, what I want to say is, what I wanted to share with you is, so the structure is subject followed by the auxiliary verb followed by the V3 form of the verb. It is not the base form, it is a V3 form, that is a past participle form. So this past participle form we will be using in the perfect tenses. Whether it is a present perfect or past perfect, we will be using the past participle form. So when it is a present, we will be using have or has, but when it is a past, we use had. So had is common for all persons. First person, second person, third person, had is common. But in present tense, we use have or has depending on the person. So when do we use has? So we'll be using has in this circumstances, in such situation. So with he or with she or with it, we use has. That is, he has written, she has written, or sometimes we can say it has rained. We cannot say it has written. It has rained. So he has written, she has written, it has rained. So rained also is past participle there. Rain, rained, rained. So this is the structure, how we change it when we refer to present perfect tense. So what do you find in present perfect tense? In the present perfect tense, at the present moment of time, an action is perfectly completed. So what is the action completed here? I have written. Did you write the notes? I have written. That is, nothing is left. The work is completely over. Mission accomplished. Task accomplished. That is, I have written. I write. I am writing. I have written. Or he has written, depending on the person. And we'll come to the last one under present tense. So, what is the last one? Present perfect continuous tense. So here we see the actions completed here coming together. Present perfect continuous tense. So here we find the continuous, we find the perfect, we find the present movement, but the action is continuing. So now automatically it includes different points of time. Example, what are you doing? What have you been doing? I have been writing. So here I write. I write. When will I write? I am not mentioning any time. I write. But now what are you doing? I am writing. But now what you have done? I have written. Writing is over completely. But here the activity started at some point of time. It is continuing in the present point of time, and it may continue in the future also. So it includes different points of time, past, present, and future also. I have been writing till now. I started writing four hours back, and I am continuing it. This action may continue even for few more minutes. I have been writing. She has been writing. So the action is yet to be completed. Action started some way back. It continued, it may continue in the future also. So to refer to such kind of actions, if I say It has been raining. It rains. It is raining. It has rained. It has been raining. So raining started in the morning. It is continuing till the evening. It has been raining for the past 6 hours. It has been raining for the whole day. So to indicate such kind of actions, we use present perfect continuous tense. So this is why under this tense, under each tense, we find different tenses to indicate different points of time and the actions taking place according to that point of time. That is why it is divided into four different parts or sections. So we'll move to the next slide.